Welcome for the final round here of Gravel Trap Legends multi-class race with ANZ CRL here at Hockenheim, the 2001 historic version. We've got 6.82 kilometers of asphalt through the forests here in Germany and 16 turns, and it is a classic style of racetrack. A track that obviously does not have too much safety there. Get out onto the grass and the car will go towards the barriers fairly fast. So there's not much concrete on the outside of the circuit. It's a lot of grass and gravel. So here we are tonight for our final round, 70 minutes time race like normal, a rolling start. The option of the GTL safety car up until the last 5 minutes of the race. And if two cars are involved, they call out safety, safety, safety. And then basically the race control will organize the leaders to slow down, and we'll organize ourselves to make sure that the Group C cars will be in front of the GT Classics. So there's no compulsory pit stop, but we are expecting a pit stop definitely for the Group C cars. They will need to probably stop after about 40 minutes or so, 45 minutes or so of this race at the most to get through to the end. And then there's a possibility that we may see the GT Classics coming in for a pit stop as well, as they were having some brake fade problems and obviously pretty close on fuel, depending on how many laps gets done in this race. So 3 p.m. start time in game, heavy cloud and overcast. So the previous race that we had last week in the wet Monza race, we had DDF take victory there, fairly convincing over No Frills. McFly had a good run in third position as well. So yeah, that was all what happened. But a lot of those guys actually ran last night in the top split. And it is confirmed that DDF did take the championship over McFly. So it's a big congratulations to DDF if he's watching. So that was a very good result for him. Now we can have a look to see. This was actually the points standings before we came into the round last night. So DDF did have that margin on McFly, and he carried that on last night as well. With that race, McFly, I can't quite remember. I think he may took that victory in that race. I'm sure he did. And DDF was a little bit behind him. Zach 18. I'm not too sure if he held on. He should have held on to third because Esky, I believe, is in this bottom split. So it's going to be hard for him. But we'll go to the action now. And it's a big welcome again to Mitch Kemp. Welcome, Mitch.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for having me back in the commentary. Booth. It's awesome to be here.
Yeah, we're so glad to have you back again, Mitch. And you're going to take a bit more of a leadership role here tonight. So all the viewers there,
Yep.
we're going to have Mitch lead a little bit of this commentary. So let's give him plenty of support, and he's going to go through with some information for you guys right now.
Yeah, but uh, with about 5 minutes left in qualifying, we have only had one car set a time at the moment, which is Cuckoo. With Cuckoo normally wears it in the GT Classic, so we have Cuckoo as a wild card, and then we have Mackenzie as another wild card. He will be interested to watch for in the this race. And then we have Scar with Scar has stepped away from automobilism for a little bit, but he's back with a wild card for this. So a big welcome back to Scott into the Automobilista 2
Yeah,
racing.
yeah, it's good as well, Mitch, isn't it? He's actually in that Corvette Chevrolet that Dado Racer took to sixth position, I think it was last night. So it's a bit of a handful, but it's got some
Yeah,
outright speed on these long straights. So it would be interesting to see how he goes.
yeah, 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 yes, and then we have, Christopher Razor with, he's hoping to just, go around at his own pace, and, he will be one to watch for sure.
Yeah, I think he will. He actually ran last night as well, Mitch. So I didn't know he was actually going to race
Yeah,
tonight in his normal car here, the GT Classics, but he wildcard last night in the Group C's and finished in fifth position, I think it was. So he'd have a
um,
bit of knowledge here of this track.
the, um, uh, talking to him just before the weather, he said he beamed it on the last lap or something.
Yeah, he did last night in the Group C's. He sure did. He was near me actually, and he just ran wide coming into the stadium section, which isn't too hard to do on that right-hand sweeper. If you just get over the crown of the road, it sort of sucks you out, and before you know it, you get onto the loose marbles and off you go towards the grass, and that's all she wrote basically. But you might want to have a little something about here. We've got our star
Yeah,
internal here, Mitch.
yeah, 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 with, Sir Antonio um, is just starting out his Automobilista to Jo Jo Johnny, but I have to say I'm quite impressed with the way he's handling the this car uh, um, um, especially because he has come over from ACC, because ACC and Automobilism are two different games to handle, completely different braking systems and handling mechanics.
Yeah, it sure is, Mitch, and obviously it's something we'll see how he progresses through this 70-minute race. What an introduction though. These cars are probably one of the difficult. It's not probably not the difficult car to control on Automobilista 2, but I think it's up there. They're fairly powerful, and as you know, Mitch, you gave it a go in the first three rounds. They're very lively in the rear, aren't they? These Group C
Yeah,
cars.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They they are very uh, lively. You 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 have to be very careful with your weight for that's for sure, because if you give it the wrong amount of water at the wrong tap, the car just wants to spin around on ya.
Yeah, that's right. They sure do. As we're just having a look. Also, we haven't given the GTL Group C, I mean GT Classics, too much of a show in there, as we'll get caught up with some of the drivers wildcard in the Group Cs. But so far, we've got this man here, obviously on pole position, left.
Yeah, 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 which left has shown, in the past couple of rounds that he can be a very quick driver. So he would definitely be one to watch out for in this race.
Yes, we will see some duplicates of these cars out on track as well, as we've got the cameraman just showing you some of the cars here. He's in position two. You would be expecting a pretty good showing from this man, I'd say, Mitch.
Yeah, yeah, because on its on a good day, kids is really farther. I get and so is the bloody nine on his on a good day, but a lot of these GT classic drivers are fast.
Yeah, talking about fast though, we've got Jay Barrett on his last lap. He got over just in time, so not too sure if he's up on his deltas. So he's in that last section, Mitch. So let's see if he can move himself up from position 5.
And Jay Barry does beat out left left and Christopher Wazer for pole position for the GT Classics.
Yeah, that's a big run, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Look at both Jay Barrett and Christopher Razor actually jumped up. They
yeah,
leapfrog left and Kiz
yeah,
because they were behind them. So that one
yeah,
extra lap got them that pole position.
yeah, um, yeah. So let's go over our starting grid. So we have Magic Mass starting on pole, followed by Cuckoo, which will log out the first wall, and then we have Fiat Power and Star on the second wall, and then Bales, and Weezy, and then Pixel Boy, and Sai is external to round out the GT. Now the group season, in fact, moving on to the GT classics, we have Jay Barrett, Christopher Ways left, Kiss, the Bloody Man, Smithy, 384, Sue, Berwin B, the Unicorn, X-Man, MVC, Jay Walker, and then Max Power to round off the grid for this race. So it should be a very interesting race.
Yeah, it sure will be. So we're going to start off with a rolling start.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah, but so the drivers will start with the formation lap, um, and then, and then I do believe the, um, um, and the rest of the, and then the leader will, determine the pace of the formation lap. But as we found out a couple rounds ago, the leading car just can't go past 120 pace.
yeah, that's exactly right. Otherwise, they risk getting a drive-through penalty if they do, as we did see. I think you just mentioned there that happened to John Slow, I believe, when he had pole position
yeah, yeah,
at Silverstone, I think it was in the
yeah,
multi-class race.
yeah. It, it, um, uh, I do believe it was round four, so not Silverstone the round after.
Oh, at Cascais, I think it was. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Estoril. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, because I was watching the swim. But of um, but here the cars go off on those um on the formation lap.
Yeah, this is where the nerves start, don't they, Mitch?
Yeah,
Drivers making sure that they've got everything checked. Hopefully, they've loaded up their setups, all that sort of stuff.
yeah, 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 yes, because I have accidentally forgot to load up my set up and it has and it actually costs you in the ways in the only one because you may have to pit for tires and fuel a lot earlier from what you were planning.
Yeah, and one thing that we did get out of the split one race last night was these cars, they were really struggling on brakes, about 80% wear by the end of the race. So they had a lot of brake fade. So these drivers are going to have to manage that as well, because obviously they stopping distances will increase as the race progresses as well.
Yeah, 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 yes, but um, um, but as you can see, a couple of the drivers are weaving to try and get hit into these the tires uh before this side of the west because you don't really want to start the west on completely cold rubber.
Yeah, well, you've brought up a good thing about cold rubber, though, Mitch. We've got track temperatures of around about 3 degrees Celsius. You got to remember, this is a live date as well. So this is actually their winter over in Germany. As you can see, just patches of, I don't think it's ice on the side of the road, but it's definitely, maybe it is little bits of ice, a little bit of cold ground on the outs parts of this circuit here.
Yeah.
So trying to get some heat into these tyres isn't too hard in a way once they get going, but they definitely don't get too warm either. So it's probably a saving grace for the GT Classics, in honesty, Mitch, because if the way that they drive, you will see later on, there's a lot of sideways actions, and if it was in the middle of summer, those tyres would be absolutely melting on them.
Yeah, yes, the, that's right. So the GT Classics would absolutely love this, but, I think Magic Match is, uh, 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 I think Magic Match is, and the rest of the grid is about to let start organizing, and yep, and the race is underway a good start by Magic Match, but Cuckoo over taxi him, but so does be at power. So Magic Match did have a good one, but the other two cars just had a little bit of a one. Even Now Scar has had a good one on Magic Matter. What a cracking start to these motorways, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, beautiful call for the start of the race. Mitch, you caught everything there with the guys absolutely jumping Magic Mass on that start of this race.
Yeah, 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 yes, and a good shot by Jay Barrett in that Corvette GT Classic with with all of the GT Classic drivers are running in the polls in the Corvette because there was there there's no more spots in the polls left as all of the drivers have you YouTube and as a couple cars have spawned as we were talking about the Corvettes.
Yeah, there's all the Corvettes there in this grid, but obviously Stu got tangled up a little bit, I think, trying to avoid Star Eternal in that final chicane. But it
Yeah,
looks like they got through without any sort of incident.
yeah, 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 yes, but was it but 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 just seeing how Star Eternal will like evolve over the course of this season, and also as he gets used to the game, will be really interested to see.
Yeah, he's obviously got the extra power to be able to pass these GT Classics, but I think he's just taking it easy
Yeah,
and settling himself in, because I think he must have had a problem at the start because he's dropped down quite a lot. He was actually in that top 9 or 8 of those all the Group C's, but here he goes down the inside.
that was very nice. Uh, with just let all of the viewers know the whole idea of multi-class wedding is the faster cars much find a way around the slower cars, and the slower cars must stick to the racing line.
Yeah, exactly. And I think we've got a little battle up here with the Scar, just in front of Magic Mass here. So the Corvettes are doing good in the split 2 at the moment. We've got one leading of Cuckoo and the other one here of Scar 666, Mitch. So the Corvettes are showing some legs down these long
Yeah,
straights as Magic Mass is thinking of
yeah,
the inside.
yeah, but talking about the group C's, talking about the group C's, Scar and Magic Message having a good battle here for second position.
Yeah, for third position, I think second at the moment. V8 Power, 1 second, just up the road. You can just see him there in the Porsche livery, holding second position. What a
Yeah,
famous livery this is, Mitch. I think everyone as a kid can remember these cars on a lot of scale electric tracks and things like that.
yeah, 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 with these cars have been such a challenge to drive, but they have so much fun. As Fiat Power just has a little log up.
Yeah, so they go around to start lap 4. And we're looking at a battle down here, Mitch, for all the way down in class, 11th and 10th. Actually, 11th and 12th, sorry, between Baron B and Jay Walker.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is a very interesting battle towards in this group. Uh, uh, in these GT classics.
As Stu around the outside of Baron B.
Yeah, with that was a very good move by Sue, but Max Power just had a little bit of a moment there, but he was able to get it back on track. Um, uh, um, um, as Max Power has another slider, he just needs to be careful with joining here because there's a couple of faster group C's coming up behind him, but he was able to rejoin without an issue, but ooh, he just goes off again, and hopefully that doesn't cause an issue for those couple group C's.
Yeah, I think he was just getting out of the way, Mitch. I think he was on the grass, just making sure he wasn't in the apex because he was in a bit of a tight situation there. But he's actually helping, letting these cars through now, which is good to see.
Yeah, 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 yes, and but here we have Christopher Weiss, challenging Jay Barrett for the lead, which Christopher will try to go up the inside. Does he make it work? No, Jay Barrett was just able to hold on to the class lead at the moment. But 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 Esky Manning, he's had a bit of uh um a bit of a bump into each other.
Yeah, it looks like Eski's lost his bonnet as well in that. But let's go back up to the
Yeah.
front here. This is really heating up for the class battle, as is also for the Group C's up the very front of the road as well. So we'll have to keep an eye on both here. But this one here is very spicy.
Yeah, 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 with Christopher Weiss uh, is really putting the pressure on Jay Barrett, for the class lead, and he tries to pass, but Jay Barrett was able to hold on to the lead yet again. So this is very good racing from Jay Barrett. But back up the front, um, um, as as me, as Cuckoo, Magic Moses, Beyond Power is all battling it out now. This is some cracking races to finish off the these great championship.
Yeah, look at that. V8 Power just had to yield from the GT Classic, so he's lost a bit of ground there, but nice driving
Yeah,
by V8 Power. Very
yeah,
mindful.
yeah. Fiat Power did so good to not get tangled up in that um um up with that GT Classic.
Yeah, you'd think there's going to be a bit of swings and roundabouts here, don't you, Mitch, where depending where they catch the traffic, you know, look at this now. Cuckoo's getting held up, so this is bringing Magic Mass back into the equation here.
Yeah, 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 because there's such an art to multi-class racing. Uh, uh, um, uh, as well, because there's some really difficult spots you have to try and make a pass with without affecting the ways of your uh, of the slower car that must, but also not to affect your ways too much.
Yeah, but this is a big, we've got the safety car out here, Mitch, at the moment because there's been a problem here. Christopher Razor did find himself in the lead of the race, and him and Jay Barrett have both got themselves involved in an incident here because we've got Left now leading the motor race in the GT Classics. So we didn't quite catch that, Mitch, but you can obviously see some damage there on Jay Barrett's car. And looking at Christopher Razor's, his one's looking a little bit like a second-hand crash, like a crash wrecker's yard there at the moment.
Yeah, 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 with a Christopher Razor would be absolutely uh, uh, you, you would have to think Christopher Razor would be a bit disappointed, but hopefully he can get in the pit, get his head down, and get back into this race.
Yeah, so it looks like they're making their way. So when we've got the gravel trap safety car, the damaged cards can get on through to get repairs done. So Christopher's gone now to get into the pits to get repairs, but he must wait on the exit of pit lane for the rest of the class cars to come on through. So he can't get out in front of them, obviously, because otherwise he will be leading the class race, as you can see. But Jay Barrett, obviously the damage not too bad because he hasn't elected to go into the pit, so he's happy with his car. And it looks like that he's going to keep control of the lead of this race in the GT Classic cars class.
Yeah, yeah, yes, but this will be a very interesting battle towards it at the result of this race between Kugu, Magic, and Fiat Power. Which 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 they are back often racing again with Kugu with Cuckoo is holding on to that lead, but Magic Matt is having a go, trying to go uh, on the inside, and he was able to make that move sick.
Yeah, nice
What
move.
what a brave move! A move like that would have to take 100% com- commitment.
Yeah, it sure would. But look who's on the back of Bales McKenzie. I think Rishi's just run a bit wide, so a bit of commentator's curse. But I was just about to say, Rishi being one of the regulars, getting onto the back of the wild card of Bales
Yeah,
McKenzie, but just dropped it in the grass there at the
yeah,
chicane, Mitch.
yeah. Yeah. We 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 see it's handling these cars so well, but Scott just goes off, and that allows Bales and Fiat Power to go through. So 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 Scott would be trying to get that position back, but back forward on the grid in the group GT Classics. We have Smithy having a go at trying to overtake left which which with that being said be other be, because they are all Corvettes, no one will really have the advantage going on to the Swedes as the Corvettes are pretty evenly matched. The only thing that would differ would be the way the drivers have set up these cars.
Yeah, that's right. You can just see how much of a handful it's been riding on board, Smithy. And isn't this a good appreciation of the work behind the wheel of one of these cars?
Yeah, 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 but Smithy is doing such a good job at controlling this car.
As Mika the Kid just makes a comment, and you definitely got that right. Mitch is saying setup is everything in these cars, definitely. So Mika the Kid obviously drove these cars last night, did pretty well. You know, Mika the Kid, sorry, he was in the Group C's last night, I should say. My mistake. Came fifth last night in his Nissan. As it's having a look down the inside here by Esky Man. Maybe a little bit of weight reduction there, Mitch, without the front bonnet.
Yeah, yes, but this is some very good racing from Ski Man. But we still have Jay buried in the lead, but that probably won't be for long because Lev just went up the inside he was able to make that move sick. What a move by Lev.
Yeah, nice move. But one would be thinking, has Jay Barrett got that little bit of damage in that front aero? Not that they have much aero, but anything comes up here. But he is coming fighting back, Jay Barrett, down the inside.
Yeah, yeah,
But could be the
yeah,
drafting effect too, Mitch, because it's definitely
yeah,
in the draft here, and left got some good pace being behind Barrett then.
yeah, 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 yes, Jay Barry probably would have a little bit of damage from that incident with Fraser, but not much.
Yeah, so Christopher did go into the pits as we did see, currently in 7th in class, just a little bit behind these leads. You can see on the track map with a big arrow, he's just coming into the chicane here at the back, and we'll pick up the leaders here, and they're coming up into the stadium section. So you can just see he's just exited the chicane there, so he's pretty much got the back straight between the chicane and the entry into the stadium as a deficit at the moment.
Yeah, 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 with, he hasn't lost that much time to the leaders, which is good to see.
And Kizzy's one that I thought may have been up a little bit high. He looks like he's got a little bit of damage there on that Corvette as well. So it looks like he's put some pressure on the Unicorn here.
Yeah, 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 with the Unicorn would be trying to hold on to that 7th position, because on his day, the Unicorn is a very good racer.
Yeah, he's learning a little bit, still learning here in AMS2, but he's every round, every race that we've seen the Unicorn, he just gets faster and faster. So he's one driver to watch later on in the year, that's for sure. But he spent his time between a couple of different titles. He plays the AMS2, and he also likes playing Race Factor 2. So he does pretty good. He's actually a race winner in the Race Factor 2 online lobbies as well. So he does know how to steer, and yeah, he's doing a good job out there.
Yeah, 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 yes, yeah, and definitely the Unicorn would definitely be one towards as key, as Keith is trying to have a go up the inside, no, where, yeah, yes, but the Unicorn was just able to hold on. But Keith, it looks like Keith had to go off a bit wide, so he didn't run into the Unicorn. But back up the front, Fiat Power and Cuckoo are still battling being stuck behind the GT Classic would have helped Fiat Power especially.
Look at the power of that Corvette of Cuckoo. He's just pulling away down this straight.
Yeah,
Bit tricky through the corners. You can probably watch the Porsche here of V8 Power come back at him.
yeah, 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 as we know, the Porsche has better cornering speed, but the Corvette has better sweatland speed.
Yeah, the Corvette definitely got the legs down the straights here as they're just getting past. I think that's Christopher Razor in the number 9 Corvette. And it looks like V8 Power just got him in the wrong spot. He's going to have to yield. Just wait till he can get out of this chicane, which he's done so. Oh, but out on the grass, that's a bit risky.
Yeah, it was definitely a bit risky going out on the grass, but he was able to get it back on the eh, asphalt. But as we look back here with Sue having a look at um uh, taking over Smithy as but uh as Smithy just goes off, but so does Sue.
Massive incident here at turn 1. This is probably going to be a safety car, Mitch, I'd say.
Yeah, that's I say it's a safety car because looking on the track map, the cars are bunching up. So so it looks like we have the second safety car of the race. As Pixie Boy has come in for a pit stop.
So yeah, he would have been lucky there because he's actually a little bit behind the others. So that's a free pit stop actually for Pixel Boy, where the others are yet to needing to pit. So he'll be at full throttle here, Mitch, on his out lap, because as you can see, the leaders are already coming down through here of that first chicane. So one would think they may restart this race this time around because it is a long lap. They will probably try and avoid doing 2 laps if they can. So this could be a lucky call for Pixel, but he's won't catch up to the back of him, I don't think, before the restart of this race. But he's going to get close.
Yeah, 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 um, yes, but that was a very good call from the number 2 pit crew.
Yeah, sure was. As you can see now, he's coming down onto the entry of that final chicane, but these boys are probably going to get started this time around. So he has lost a little bit of ground, but as far as a pit stop's concerned, he's going to actually make ground of the ground that he's lost here. So we're just seeing if they're going to restart here. I think they may. Wait for the power of it to come down here. And there we go.
Yeah. And we are often waiting get with
Someone's off
by
there.
oh it's Honor, and he was going so good this way as well, but he was able to get it back on the track with no issues, but back up the front as we have Scott just ahead of the the wild card of Bales. Which I got to say, Woody Bales is having a great showing in the Group C's.
Yeah, he is. It's good to see. Obviously, Bales was running in the GT Classics and has gone into the Group C's for this final split of the final run here of the championship. So he's experiencing the Group C's all its glory as V8 Power right on the back here of Magic Mass.
But V8 Power is hunting down the down, um but take a look at how close Pixel Boy is to Cuckoo.
Yeah, this I think Cuckoo. Yeah, I think the timing might be just a little bit out on our screens here, but he has caught up definitely because Pixel Boy is in the same complex, so nice call. So Pixel Boy with that free pit stop that he got during that last safety car period, we've got to keep an eye on him.
Yes, with Pixel Boy, might be a dark horse here because of that pit stop.
Yeah, most definitely. And look at Stu under attack from Esky Man. Don't know if Esky Man's going to get this job done, but he's got the inside, but decides to pull in behind Stu.
With these guys are doing such hard and close racing, which is really good to see.
Just have a look how Cuckoo's going to have to manage these Group C's, the GT Classics. He should get both these three cars out of this corner before the next chicane, but look at the speed difference as you're riding on board Cuckoo and the big Chevrolet.
With Cuckoo has been able to clear those GT Classics before the chicane, which is good to see, but Christopher Wazer has been able to get himself back into this race, which is good to see.
Yeah, currently made his way back up in the third, but look at the hive of activity in pit lane as they all come in.
Which we have had everyone in the top 4 come into the pits at the same time, which will make the back half of this race very interesting.
Yeah, sure will, as it looks like Magic Mass has come out. But who's in front is this man Cuckoo, and we're not too sure if he pitted during that safety car period. I think he may have. So Cuckoo may have done a number on Magic Mass here, same as V8 Power running in second position.
Cuckoo's luck has really toned around since the last time we went multi-class racing.
I think we may have another safety car, to be honest, because they are slowing down. Stu's in pit lane. I think that's just to take a pit stop. I'm not too sure of any damaged cars at this stage.
Our Pixel Boy is back in the pits as well. So maybe
Oh,
something happened to Pixel Boy.
yeah, it looks like he's got some front end damage there on this Porsche. And down the sides as well. So let's just rehash here. Have a breather, Mitch, and we can go through the order here as the Group C's will start getting themselves ready for this restart. But see, we got Cuckoo. We should be able to have S internal, should be able to take off actually, because he's nearly a lap down. So he should be able to be released from the order. But anyway, he's going to stay there by the looks of things. But we've got Cuckoo and then V8 Power in that Porsche livery. Magic Mass in the pretty pink Nissan. And another Corvette here of Scar. And then Bales Mackenzie, as you said earlier, Mitch is a wildcard entry. And Rishi's still in contentions here as well. So that's good to see.
Yeah. Rishi has made such an improvement since starting racing with us.
Yeah, definitely. And it looks like Left has still got the lead over Jay Barrett. And we're about for a restart here. And what do we got? 32 minutes left on the clock. Sit back, enjoy.
That was a very good restart from Cool. Cuckoo. But then again, just, just the sweatland speed of the Cuckoo is just amazing to watch. But
Yeah.
Cuckoo is Magic Mass is having a little look on Scar 666 which he would be hoping to maybe mega overtake, but Bales Mackenzie is trying to mega overtake on Magic Mass as well. So the restart of this race has been like very interesting towards Bales was just missed out on getting past Magic as it looked like Bells Mackenzie is trying to stay behind and maybe get the draft on Magic Mass. But Christopher Wazer is now back in the lead of the GT Classic so maybe left got caught up with some cars or went off. But
may have made a mistake there, Mitch, because obviously he was leading the race, and as you said, Christopher Razor has been able to take that position, say to Jay Barrett. So yeah, but no damage on left's car from what we can see. So I think it was probably just a little run off the track, as you said, Mitch.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully, but what a good comeback from Christopher Razor. He, he, um, uh, like, he would be absolutely loving this at the moment.
Yeah, he sure will. As I think V8 Power has had some problem as well. He was second. I think he was trying to challenge Cuckoo back into fourth position, and that has now got Scar. We've got two Corvettes lead in the lead of this race. We've got Cuckoo in that number 33, and then the 84 Corvette is Scar 666. And how many safety cars have we had now, Mitch? I think it's been
Three,
three. So there you go, Mick and the kid.
yeah.
3 safety cars so far.
Yeah, 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 it's, yeah, uh, oh, oh, good point, what what did happen to Magic Mass?
Yeah, not too sure. Something's wrong there.
But his car has just like it's just parked up on the side of the road at the moment. So not sure what's going on there.
No, not at all. We're not too sure here. But look at Max Power. He is absolutely. This at this stage is probably one of his best results. 9th in class at the moment, holding off Esky, man. And Esky has a bit of a wild run on the exit, but I think he may just be in front now of Max.
Yeah, yeah, but Max Power is having a really good one in this race. But 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 Weezy is now up into 5th, so Weezy is having a really good one well one, but there's definitely something wrong with Magic Message because he's just parked there on the side of the roads, so I'm not sure what's going on with Magic's car.
Yeah, maybe it's some hardware issues. I'm not 100% sure there, but maybe we have had some people having some issues with their steering wheels being disconnected. So it's a matter of trying to get that steering wheel re-registered, and that can be a little bit frustrating at the same time because sometimes they have to try and go back to Windows and then come back into the game, and hopefully the controllers start the wheel registers again.
Yeah, yes, because I have talked to a couple of different people, and the couple of people that I do know who owns Fanatec has had a lot of issues with the Fanatec equipment in recent weeks.
Yeah, most of the you are right. Most of the drivers that with Fanatec wheels are the ones experience a bit of this problem in the game as well. But anyway, it looks like that he. I'm just trying to see where Magic Mass is. He's down now into 18th position, so he's still sitting there. As we can come up to here now, he's sitting in the inside, like in part of this chicane. So, but look at the battle here for second position, Mitch. It's
Yeah,
really heating up now.
yeah, 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 but Bales has really, Bales have really come in to his own in this um um into his own and also just look at the lap times between the top three. There's absolutely nothing in it between these top three Group C cars.
But look at the time V8 Power pulled out that last one, a 154.6. So obviously on the comeback trail for V8 Power, and keep that pace up, it'll only be a matter of laps and he should be on the back of Bales again.
Yeah,
Ooh, we've got a, not too sure what car that was. I think it might be Esky Man.
yellow.
Or
Yeah,
this will be yellow, as the Bloody Nine got involved in that as well. So not too sure if this was a coming together at all with them sometimes yielding for the Group C cars to come through, but some significant damage there.
oh, Weezy did a good job on getting around those those two GT classics.
Stu exit the pits here. So that's, oh, there's another car that's gone off, I think, in the, it wasn't Esky Man, but it was another car that was off somewhere. It might have been the Unicorn. There was a gold car. Could be him or Jay Walker. But I think that the race is still going because they're still going pretty hard here. So it may be no safety car.
Yeah, yeah. It looks like, uh, it looks like they're just going to continue, going on without a safety car with Magic Match was finally able to get back to the pit. So we don't know what happened there, but I'm sure we will find out at the end of the race.
Yeah, so obviously some gremlin obviously involved there as Max Power starting to get onto the back of Jay Walker. Obviously Jay Walker, I think, was one of the drivers that may have spun on that final, on the first corner actually, because that previous lap he had a 2 minutes 52 lap compared to Max Power's 2:27. So obviously something happened there to Jay Walker. We also have a little look here at third position. So here we are with these two cars that we were just following of Scar and Bales. Now, both Kiz and Jay Barrett up in front are battling for second and third as well. So we've got the two cars battling for second and third in class, and Bales has just had to hold behind and split both Jay Barrett and Kiz. So he's lost a little bit of time there from Scar Mitch.
Yeah, 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 that, and and this goes back to what I was talking about earlier. Is multi-class racing? It's so hard because you want to get past the slower cars as quick as possible so it don't affect your race, but you also need to make sure the the that you don't affect the slower cars either.
Yeah, exactly. So it's on the onus, isn't it, of the faster car that passed cleanly is the general rule.
Yeah, you gotta with Keys is having a good one on Jay Barrett here.
I think he planned this one. He braked a little bit early to get a good run down the straight, and I think it may have worked out for Kiz here, Mitch.
Oh, has it? Yeah, is he able to hold on to that position? Yes, he does. Well done to Keys for making that overtake.
Yeah, it was a nice move. It was a calculated run as well. He definitely thought about that one because he braked a lot earlier and got the big run down that straight as Rishi now tries to see if he can get this pass done. I think he may. Is he going to push the pass here? It's going to be close. He's pulled it up. And he's going to now split this battle for second position in the GT Classics.
We are with I just have to say we see Westcraft since last race, since the Silver Zone has been really good, as we have said that VS Power has gone off as he was closing the gap to Bales.
Yeah, he sure was. So that was a little mistake. He was a little bit sideways coming into the stadium, so I think he may have just locked up a little bit of those rear brakes. Probably a little bit too much rear brake bias. Maybe has to start moving it a little bit to the front as this fuel load drops in these cars. So maybe that caught him out just a little bit.
Yes, but what a good way to end this championship.
Oh, it's been terrific here. This battle here in Split 2 in the Group C's has been outstanding. There's been nothing in it. There's been plenty of overtakes, plenty of battles. A lot of the ones in the top split, it was a lot more follow the leader with a few little passes throughout some of the pit stops, but the pace was very, very fast too last night with the top guys. So they managed to get 37 laps in, but they also didn't have any safety cars in the top split as well. So we're up to lap 26 here with 15 minutes remaining. Probably will fall short of the 37. We may get about, what do you think, Mitch? Maybe creep into about 35 laps maybe?
Yeah. Yes, we would definitely fall short uh, 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 from the number we got last, like, look, last night, but as you just said, you guys didn't have any safety cars in the false split last night.
Yeah, no, it was pretty uneventful. But yeah, the pace was hot, and I said, and the battle with the GT Classics was pretty intense as well. But look at Baron B here; he's struggling just a little bit as Truey behind him. He's catching him after Baron B may have been in the pits last time around with the 3-minute lap time, so he's got a little bit of damage there carrying as well. So he's been having a rough night out there tonight as well.
Yes, but Fiat Power yet again is closing that gap to Bales. But between these top four drivers, there has been absolutely nothing in it the whole way.
Yeah, V8 Power's been caught with a little bit of incidents coming in, a little bit of mistakes coming in as he's moved up there, I think in third position, but he's been pretty fast throughout this race, but those little mistakes have been costing him dearly because look at the time he had that last lap too, Mitch, 155 compared to Cuckoo's 156 who's leading this race. And we've seen quite a few 55s from V8 Power throughout the race as well.
Yeah. Yeah, but, what a good track to also finish the championship on. Classic Hockenheim with the forwards. What a good way to finish this championship.
Yeah, the big open straights, and as I said, old classic, old school circuit too. As you can see, there's no ripple strips on the outside coming into the corners. It's just grass, so you got to make sure you keep on the black stuff. No sort of extending the track limits too much. But look at this again. Battle for this second position. The three cars, the lap traffic just keep drawing these cars back together again, doesn't it?
Yeah, 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 yes, and as you said, these drivers have to try and keep it in on the black stuff because as soon as you go off, it's very hard to get back on, especially with these high-powered cars. But Kuku has been able to extend his lead to over 11 seconds, which just shows you how quick these cars are.
V8 Power once again going off. So as we can see, we're just talking about that, how he gets those lap times down. He pushes hard, but then just a few errors just keep creeping in. So obviously that car is just probably not quite right for him. It must be just catching him out here and there, Mitch, because it just seems to give a little twitch and then he just can't hold on to it. So it's a fairly loose car out there for V8 Power, but man, he's got some pace out there on the track.
Yes, and that is one of the things that's so hard as a racing driver is uh, uh, is trying to keep your man clean lap after lap.
Yeah, especially in a 70-minute. Once you start getting into those races that are a little bit like are over 30, 40 minutes, you're definitely right there, Mitch. You know, it's a mental game, isn't it? You've really got to keep yourself, you know, mentally fit in the race too, don't you?
Yeah, 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 yes, and you also, uh, um, uh, and also you have to try not to think about the cars in front or behind you that much because as soon as you do that, the doubt starts to creep in and then you lose it.
Yeah, exactly. As Black Wildcats is saying for Cuckoo, check his fuel gauge. We can't quite see any fuel numbers there, but obviously you need to keep an eye, definitely, late in these races. But they have had a pit stop. Cuckoo, I think, pitted out of our knowledge as well. So he had a sneaky pit stop somewhere and got himself out in front when this man here, I'm just trying to
Yeah,
find where he is
yeah,
coming up through the order, I reckon. Magic Mass, now back up into 8th position. He's got himself in front of all the GT Classics after having some
yeah,
sort of problem from leading the race.
yeah, 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 but going back to Cuckoo's fuel numbers is he, um, um, his lap times are a bit slower, so maybe he's trying to lift and coast and save a bit of fuel with just under 7 minutes remaining in this motorways.
Yeah, and Ken, the Bloody Nine, who's coming back through as well, the field after being involved in one of those late incidents as well that we saw. 2 minute 20. He's lapping about 5 seconds quicker than the Unicorn up in 7th position. So he's been slowly catching him, and you can just see up in front there the battle between the Unicorn and Jay Walker. So this is going to hot up right at the end of this race, maybe even the next lap.
Yeah, 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 yeah. The reason I think second and fourth in these GT classics will will go down to the final lap of the race.
Yeah, so Christopher Razor's currently got about a 3-second margin on Kiz. And these two number 16 Corvettes almost came together. And that's brought the Bloody Nine in a lot quicker than what he thought he may be able to have done. As the Wildcats is saying there, Mitch, that the Bloody Nine should get these two before the end of this lap. So let's have a
Yeah.
look to see what happens. As V8 Power is also on the hunt on the back of Bales McKenzie as well. So, but we want to see how the Bloody Nine goes here. You can see the lights are actually working on this circuit too, so it's getting fairly dark there. Oh, as the Walker goes off and spins it on the final corner, so that's an easy position for the Bloody Nine.
Yeah, yes, but now the Bloody Nine is just keeping his head down and hopefully he's gonna close that gap to 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 the unicorn uh, with he's able to, with the bloody man is able to close that gap.
So I think
With
the unicorn just had a little bit of a wobbly there.
Yep.
So back here now at position 4, Mitch.
Oh yeah, 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 but and just looking at the time, it's under 5 minutes to go, so we have no more safety car for the last 5 minutes of this race.
Yeah, so the boys will know now it's all the way to the checker now. And we're predicting maybe 35 laps. So I think they may only get up to 34 just to see how we go here with just over 3 minutes, depending where Cuckoo is.
Yeah, 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 depending where Cuckoo is on the track.
So it looks like he's just coming into the stadium section now, Cuckoo. So I think there will only be 2 more laps. There'll be this one that so they'll get to lap 34, I think.
Yeah.
34 laps in the race, I'd say, will be completed.
We with Cuckoo's lap times are starting to come back down.
Yeah, so you can see their lap time that they're doing now is just on 2 minutes for that time around. We've got 2 minutes 24, so he should get around and get this race done and have one more lap to go. So he won't be able to afford to slow down because he's only got that 12-second margin, so he's going to have to keep going and push down to get one extra lap here.
Yeah, yeah, but and just hoping he has put enough fuel in for his final stint.
Yeah, most definitely. That's a bit of a telling factor as some of the drivers were finishing the race last night with not much fuel. As Wildcats is saying Cuckoo will do 2 more laps. So, yeah, definitely. So, hopefully that fuel number will get him there to the end as he's just passing one of those GT Classics there at the moment. That was Smithy. And Smithy up in 6th position as well. So, he's been doing a good job. Stayed out of trouble. He's probably got one of the cleanest cars out there, Mitch.
Smithy has done a really good job in this race on just being able to get his head down, get on with the race, and trying to keep it on the black stuff and trying to stay out of incidents with the other cars.
Yeah, exactly right. And he's just coming up, I think, is that the bloody 9? No, it's not. There's bloody 9. So the few drivers have got the same livery, but Christopher Razor with one more lap to go. He's got a margin of three and a bit seconds on this man.
With for someone who didn't think he would be able to finish this race tonight, that's an awesome result from Christopher Razor.
Yeah, sure is. There's a Magic Mass here, unfortunately, a lap down on the Group C cars after having some failure. We're not too sure exactly what happened, but obviously he was leading the race too. So it's good to see him still there circulating though, Mitch, and seeing if he can get any extra pieces here because S internal in front of him. They're all going on to their last lap here. As Ken Bales hold off the challenge of V8 Power as V8 Power used up all his tyres and maybe saving a bit of fuel too, but he's been running ragged the last 10 minutes. But geez, he's put on a fight, V8 Power.
Yeah, 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 yes, you, you just can't, you, VI Power is doing this, but, but, but the value weight of the series, should, will go to this man, Cuckoo, which was an awesome race from Cuckoo, like starting fourth back on the grid, but his pit crew was just able to put in an absolutely masterclass. Or as Magic Mass and Eternal comes together a little bit there, but but what a good wild card from the Eternal as well, and what a good result from Christopher Weather. Christopher Weather would be very happy with that result.
Yeah, he's just got these final corners of the complex to get through, but you're right, he was down in 7th position after that incident that he had with Jay Barrett fighting for the lead, which I think brought out the first or second, maybe the second safety car. But as you said, what a great drive by Christopher Reyes in the number 9 Corvette.
Yeah. With uh and he's finishing set. Oh,
I think they've finished those guys. But yeah, so we're just waiting for the GT Classics now to come on through. Who's left in 4th position. Stu's had a good run too. Actually, he's finished
yeah,
already, a lap down. So we're just waiting, I think, for this man to finish.
yeah.
And maybe there's another one somewhere. So it looks like S Internal, he finished just in front of Magic Mass. We did see him come together as well. S Internal, Star Internal, I think was a little bit cheeky and was trying to defend his position a little bit, and they both came to blows, but Magic Mass again stopped there on the side of the road, but I think they've all finished. We're just waiting for one car now to come back over the line. Here it is. It's Jay Walker to take the end of the race.
But 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 but, but it looks like Christopher Waze has left. So 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 the so even though Christopher Wazer was the one who started in finished the race in
Yeah,
for the I don't think his result will be recorded, will it?
I'm not too sure what's happened there, but obviously it could be something wrong with the lobby there. But obviously, I
Yeah.
think he did go over the line in first position. But obviously, going through the order here, we got Cuckoo took the victory there with a nice, outstanding run in that Corvette. Scar comes home second in a Corvette as well. So we've had a Corvette 1, 2. It's taken 6 rounds to finally see the Corvette up on the top step. and also the second on the podium, and Bales McKenzie in third. So we've got the three wild cards come in first, second, third in this final round of split two. Then V8 Power, one of the regulars, came home in fourth. Rishi in fifth. Pixel Boy in sixth. Star Eternal had his introduction to AMS2 and came home in seventh in front of Magic Mass that was leading the race as we've discussed before, but obviously he's had some hardware problems. And I think, as you said there as well, Mitch, that obviously Christopher Razor did take the victory here with Kiz in second, Jay Barrett in third. Fourth would have been left Stu up into fifth position with six goes to Smithy. The Bloody Nine in seventh that got that position from the Unicorn in eighth when he was battling Jay Walker, and they came to blows a little bit. But Max Power came home in ninth position overall and 10th for Esky Man. Jay Walker in 11th, Chewy in 12th, MVC 6 laps down in 13th, and Baron B would have finished in 14th. So there you
Yeah,
go. What a race
yeah,
there was, Mitch. Thanks, Travis. Travis saying great commentary. Well
yeah,
done, Mitch. Good job, my friend. But look at that track
yeah,
temperature and the ambient temperature on our
yeah,
screen.
yeah,
Absolutely freezing.
yeah, yeah, yes, but all of the drivers did such an amazing job in these tricky, uh, 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 um, temperatures.
Yeah, they sure did. So there you go, guys. And you can just have a look now. Thank you so much for watching um,
Um,
the Gravel
eh,
Trap Legends ANZ Sierra Power and Glory. But
eh, uh,
what's coming up next, Mitch?
okay, in a couple weeks, we have our 24 hours of, Daytona coming to you on the 9th and 10th of March. Uh, with, there will be, 6 hours of racing, sped up to make the 24 hours, uh, um, um, with, 2 1 hour sessions at, uh, 2 1 hour sessions and then 2 2 hour, sessions. So, that will definitely be a good one to wear up, look, look out for, as, um, uh, 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 um, as, I will be racing in it, uh, 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 um, uh, and so will, my broadcast partner Woody, but it should be a great race, Woody, and it will be a good experience for people who have maybe not done one of our special events with us before.
Yes, that's right, Mitch. Thank you so much. Yes, so definitely get on board, guys. Have a look at the entry forms. You can go over to AusNZ to our website aus-nzcrl.weebly.com. So you can see that on our screens. Or also, we're also on justrace.net as well, so you can see our events there. And make sure that when you're on our website, join our Discord. There's a link on our website so then you can see and communicate with us a lot easier as well. So we look forward to your company on the Saturday 9th of March on to the Sunday the 10th of March. And it's not too late to get your teammates organised, or if you game, you can try and run it solo if you want. But between sessions, we can do some driver swaps, and obviously the DPIs are the main attraction. And then we've got the two gens of the GT3. So until then, thanks for watching, and big congratulations, Mitch, for taking the lead tonight. I think you've
Yeah,
done an excellent job, my friend.
yeah, 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 I, Yeah, but thank you for the opportunity, and I'm really looking forward to getting back in the commentary booth, maybe for our next series.
Definitely. All right, guys, we'll call that a wrap. Thanks again, and we can't wait to be back on your screens again for this special event. Be safe, everyone.